Are you tired of doing your nails and having them chip within a few days or smudge right away? I certainly was. I'm a mom of 5 and I needed to be able to do my nails and have them last for a long time and be able to get back to life right after having my nails done. So I'm going to share with you the system that I found and the exact steps to create a gel manicure that will last for up to 2 weeks. Let's get started. I'm Karina Holton. I'm the founder of Frump, where we help you use more of your clothes without you having to actually think about it. Our specialty is our outfit calendars and our interactive app that help you use more of your closet. You can grab a free 1-month outfit calendar to try with the link in the description. And okay, today I don't have actually my nails done. I had them consistently beautiful for a few months and I've decided to just give them a rest right now. But I have now tested a gel manicure system and I found a way to do it that will have my nails last for about 2 weeks and then for them to come off easily, basically peeling off when you are done with them. Even the more expensive Olive and June kit is just $100 to get started. That's basically 2 to 3 visits to the salon. So the basic tools that you're going to need, and this does come in the Olive and June Getting Started Gel Mani Kit, is a 5-finger LED lamp. So basically being able to put your whole hand into the LED lamp, not LED lamp. And then a base coat, top coat, and Olive and June has also a peel off base coat. At least one gel color of your choice. The cuticle care tools, they have an amazing serum that helps soften your cuticles and then you can push them back, and they have the pusher cuticle tool which you use for also getting the nails off later. Not the nails, but the nail polish off. You'll need, and it comes with a nail file, a buffer, which I skip buffing. We'll talk about that later too. Clippers, a cleanup brush. They also include that, which is game changer, and a little acetone pot, which you need strong acetone, which also Olive and June provides that. And then a couple other things that I like to add to my kit that don't come in it originally, but I add this in the cart, is the nail strengthener primer and then extra polish colors. You can do that too. And then a couple other things that you're going to want to do your nails with the Olive and June kit is I like to have paper towel and cotton balls or cotton pads. Even though Olive and June claim that they're UV light, it does not cause cancer. It's a very low LED power. I still like to be extra cautious, and so I like to put on sunscreen on my hands, and I got some fingerless UV blocking gloves that I also put on before I get started. And of course, I love to listen to music or a good podcast or an audiobook when I'm doing my nails, so you'll want to have that as well. And finally, you're going to want to have about an hour to an hour and a half to do your nails at a relaxed pace and just do all the steps so that they really last 2 weeks for you. So here's a step-by-step process that I follow with myself to get it to last long. Step 1, nail prep everything. You can't take this seriously enough. You want to first start by washing your hands and then drying them thoroughly. And then you're going to want to apply that sunscreen and put on your UV gloves. Then here's where you're going to trim and file your nails, and then you can use the Olive and June cuticle serum that you apply that to your nails, and then you use their little pusher to push back the cuticles. You can also cut the cuticles. I don't really see the point of that. I just like to push them back. You wipe off the serum after you've cleaned off your cuticles. And then this is where usually people recommend, including Olive and June, they recommend buffing your nails. And I skip that part because I want to avoid damaging my nails, and I want, when I peel off the nails later, for none of my nail bed to come with it. Then you're going to want to, this is really important, take the acetone pot, and it comes with a little sponge for the Olive and June one, and you're going to want to thoroughly wipe off all the nail beds because you want to get rid of that cuticle serum, any sunscreen that you had on there, any powder, and that you don't want to touch your nail beds with your fingers, which are oily, at all, because you don't want to have any kind of oil, right, or moisture on your nail beds. So that's your nail prep, very important. And then step 2, this is where you're going to apply the nail primer. And if you get the nail strengthener, that serves as your primer. So that dries off pretty quickly. It's just like a liquid. And then this is where you would use Olive and June's Peel Off Base Coat. The key with this, because if you look at the reviews of the Peel Off Base Coat on Olive and June's website, it has, 3.5 stars. People say that it makes their nails peel off in a couple of days. But the key to this is they're just putting too much on. So I even put less on than Olive and June's own tutorials say to. So what I do is I really get most of it off of the brush, and then I just put it in the very center, and I leave a bigger gap from the edges of the nail. You're only putting it in the center of the nail, and I leave a bigger gap than Olive and June recommends. Then before anything else, you need to wait for that peel off base coat to basically become invisible. It shouldn't be shiny because that means it's still wet. And if you were to apply the base coat at this point, you are spreading that peel off base coat to the edges, which is going to start to lift earlier. I wait for them to completely dry, which can take a few minutes. You'll barely be able to tell that it's there. Basically, it should not be shiny. Okay, step 3 is the actual applying of the different base coat layer and color and stuff like that. You're going to take your base coat and you're going to apply it first to the tips of your nails to cap it. They call it capping the tips. So I like to use my finger to pull back on my skin so that it doesn't touch when I cap it. So after you've capped them, then you will apply it to the nail bed, but you do not want to touch any of the cuticle area. So you're coming right up to the cuticle area and swiping down. And I recommend also watching Olive and June's tutorial. They show how to do this perfectly. But yeah, you basically don't want it to be touching any skin because that is also going to then peel off sooner because your skin has oils. So you'll get better and better at it. But instead of doing both hands, I've actually lately just been doing the base coat, color, and top coat. Those steps, I've been doing it on one hand at a time. So I do all the prep on both hands, and then the actual color, I do it on one hand. And the reason for that is just that I lose track of how many coats I've done of color. So if I do it one at a time, it's easier to keep track. So you're going to be curing this base coat, and I think for the Olive and June, it's like a minute. And then you're going to apply your color coat. So same thing with the first color coat, you want to cap the tips of your nails so that there's a bottom layer. You want to do thin coats so that it's not dripping down the sides because that's just going to come off really soon. And then you cure each of those color coats for 2 minutes. And you can decide how many coats you do. I usually do a minimum of 2, but I have gone up to 4 coats if I want it to be really like the full color of whatever it is. It depends on the color, how many coats you have to do. And then before you do the final top coat, you can decide to do some nail art. I'm not like super creative, but I have done polka dots, which is really fun, or you could do little flowers. I think it's an additional thing that you can add. I'm pretty sure it's an additional thing, but Olive and June does have a little tool that sort of in one piece lets you do different things like polka dots or ombre or French tip, that kind of thing. All right, then you do the top coat. Try to cap the tips, avoid the skin, and then cure it for 1 minute. I usually cure it for 2 just to really make sure that it's all the way dry and not at all tacky. And then like literally as soon as you pull your hand out and you're done with curing that top coat, your hands are good to go. They will not smudge or chip. You can get right back into life, which is so nice. All right, so now let's get into some tips to help your mani last for 2, maybe plus weeks. So first, be patient with yourself. The first couple times that you do your mani, you're probably gonna mess up, put too much. It's going to be on your cuticles and it's going to start to peel sooner, but that's okay. You'll get it dialed in. Another big one is super important is to always wear gloves when you do dishes because excessive water, especially warm water, soapy water, is going to start to soften those and they might start to peel sooner. If you like hot baths, just try to keep your hands out of the hot water. It is great to do a hot bath when you're about ready to have them peel off because that will help that process, but not when you're wanting it to last. And this is a pro hack, which I think is not necessarily mentioned by a lot of people, but at about the 1 week mark before I see any chips, or even when I first start to see the first chips into the second week, I will pull out my lamp and give myself 10 minutes and I apply one more coat of color. And that fills in the chips and I cure it, for 2 minutes for the color, and then one more top coat and going right up to the nail cuticle, but not on the cuticle, right? So I basically fill in where it's been growing out, but I'm also resealing it, refilling any chips, and that definitely guarantees that it's going to last for the full 2 weeks. All right, let's cover how to remove it. You actually don't need acetone for this because you use the peel off base coat. They do peel off pretty easily. Most of them, they're going to start to peel on their own, like when they're ready. And so hopefully it's past the 2 week mark. But when you notice the first one starting to lift, just go ahead and do your dishes with warm water, soapy water, or take a hot bath. Give it some time and you're going to see that it's going to start to lift on its own. You don't want to force it too much because that could damage and take some of your nail top layer with it, which is just damage to your nail. And eventually, if you're not careful enough, then your nails are going to start to peel and just get a little bit more brittle. Now, I have had a little bit of that happen. It's not that huge of a deal. Like, it doesn't look awful and brittle. As you can see, you see the very tips, there's a little bit of peeling going on. And that's because I was a little too rough and took the nail polish off too quickly when it wasn't quite ready. So I'm growing that part out, but overall my nails look good, and I've been consistently doing gel manis for several months. So as far as what brand to start with, if you are looking for a more non-toxic, really high quality, beautiful colors, I just like the quality of the Olive and June and the low toxin. But if you want more budget friendly, you can definitely start with the Beetles brand, and it worked out pretty great for me too. I hope you can try one of these kits and start to experience some beautiful nails that last for a long time. Now, even though this was more of a beauty tutorial, here at Frump Fighters, what we really focus on is helping you use more of your closet, your existing clothes, and to mix and match them into outfits for everyday life without having to think about it. And so we have some really fun tools that help you to do that. And one of our most popular products is our outfit calendar. It's basically 365 unique outfits that you can try with your clothes to come up with some new outfits and looks for everyday life. Now you can get a free month of that outfit calendar with the link in the description. So I hope that you can check that out. And thanks for tuning in. I hope that this video was helpful.